everybody. It is Quicken, and welcome back to Tattoo Talk Tuesday. So, if it is your first time on watching Tattoo Talk Tuesday is our weekly interactive talk show where I take user-submitted questions and lend my experience to you guys. So this week, I actually have Mike on the channel, and we're going to explore not necessarily a question that was submitted, but I think a general theme that really exists pretty heavily in tattoo kind of culture, not to call it tattoo culture, but it's like that feeling of bad tattoos equal regret. Today we're going to talk about how bad tattoos are actually kind of a process and something that isn't necessarily painfully regretful. So I'm super excited to have you on the channel, Mike. If you just want to, I guess, introduce yourself a little bit. I know some of us out here know exactly who you are and geek out for you. I've seen people meet you and freak out. I've seen it more than once.
My grandpa saw it in Target once. But no, I'm Michael Sweater. I'm a cartoonist and tattooer. I tattoo and I draw comics.
Give yourself the full credit that you deserve, or else I'll say something.
I tattoo, I draw comics. I have something coming out with Vice next week on their website. I do stuff with Lionforge, who does stuff like Saved by the Bell comics and Voltron. And it's good. You could probably put in a picture of a tattoo I did.
Here's one.
It's hard to explain tattoos because everybody does it in a way. And it's not always yeah, this is like a traditional old school or like neo-traditional. And that can mean a lot of things.
Your tattooing doesn't have a style?
I just tattoo my comics. It's very
I tattoo my comics.
It's influenced by traditional tattoo application. But, and I use a lot of the visual elements crosses and skulls, knives.
Frogs.
But I don't know, I'll do a Rock of Ages, but it'll have Kermit the Frog on the cross instead of a
Oh, I can show that. I've seen that.
But no, it's good. But yeah, I just tattoo the way I draw comics.
So, if that didn't give you an impression, Mike's been a friend of mine for years, and honestly, your creative work ethic is something I practice all the time. I think that any success I've had in a creative outlet at all is attributed to working beside you or just I don't know, being influenced by you. So I think that you are such a creative force, and I am geeking out right now like that kid in Target. So today I'm super excited to talk to you about this feeling of regret that comes with tattoo world. And it's something that, we were talking about earlier, I feel like we got tattoos early on, and then there was this huge push, I guess, for top tier, you have to get the best tattoos ever. So I know that you've had some laser removal and stuff, and I don't know, how would you explain the first couple tattoos you started getting?
They were free and available at somebody's house.
And how old were you when you started to get tattooed? Did that have anything to do with it?
Yeah, I mean, I was younger. A lot of them where I was in, I would be on tour with a band a lot, and you'd go to somebody's house, and some idiot would have a machine in the basement, and you would get a tattoo. And that was just this was also before, I didn't have a Tumblr then. Tumblr didn't exist. MySpace existed, but there just wasn't any knowledge in my social circles or in my mind about, maybe this is bad, or you could get hepatitis or...
I think that's such a great point because, I think even having a Tumblr kind of set the bar for what tattoos should look like, because before that it was about being tattooed. Having a tattoo was tattoos.
Yeah, no, especially a lot of older tattooers I know, from way before even the internet existed, they would, get dozens and dozens of tattoos, and they'd get their arms covered in whatever town they grew up in, and they wouldn't even know there was a really good person in their town, just because they would just walk into a shop, because that's how you did things in the 90s. You'd go in and you'd say, hey, you provide a service here, and then they say yes, and you couldn't verify it with anyone. But I think now, instead of walking into the first shop you see, you go online, and I think I don't know if people use Yelp for tattoos. But
we did a video once about Yelp tattoos, and I feel like it's kind of hard because I feel like Yelp culture creates a weird thing that might not be truly representative of the tattoo shop.
Also, from time spent in shops, like I only work out of a private studio now because I have to be able to, if I want to draw a graphic novel, I have to be able to I'm taking 6 months off, and tattoo shop owners are not nice people usually. I've mostly worked with good people, but I've been on the inside of that and several other businesses, and not us specifically, but people game those systems like Yelp. Whether they are a particularly popular person, if you can get 20 of your friends to go on Yelp and say, this is the best tattooer in town, 20 reviews on Yelp is really significant. And so a lot of the times you can't trust things like review things, or it's hard.
I think if you're shopping for tattoo artists now, especially right now, their Instagram is going to be their driving push. Do you feel like your clients come from Instagram? They have to.
Most of my clients are people who read my comics. It's less true now than it used to be. But yeah, a lot of the times it's just people who read my comics. But yeah, it's all Instagram. Anyone who reads my comics probably found me through Instagram.
So you started to get tattoos. Would you say that punk culture had a lot to do with being having a tattoo? I think being punk is exactly why I wanted my first tattoo.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Also it was part punk and part the fact that in punk culture, bad tattoos are more accessible because there's more people doing them. I think I would have been just as likely if I wasn't in punk, but you don't go to house shows all the time if you're not doing that. So you're not running into people who are doing that in their house.
Yeah.
So yeah, also I think this isn't how I would recommend anyone get into tattooing if that's what they wanted to do. But I started tattooing because people in my social groups also wanted tattoos, and I saw that was a way, it was very easy for me to get tattoos, and it was there's kind of a social aspect to it.
Would you put a year on it? Because I feel like people don't know that we're old.
It was definitely before 2009.
Okay.
I would say probably 2006 or 7, maybe a year or two earlier.
Because I think I met you when I was 21.
When was that?
Oh, I don't know.
That was forever. Yeah. No.
And when I met you, you had a little half sleeve of just all outlined. Kind of just well, I don't know. They kind of ran true to you because they are cartoon figures, which when I saw that I was like, oh, this dude's cool.
Yeah, there's Futurama characters and a narwhal with a knife and a unicorn and a skull. But yeah, it was they're so stupid.
But okay, so we can view them as stupid now, but how did you feel there was a push to get that?
Oh yeah, no, it was cool. I had tattoos then. I went from not having tattoos to having tattoos.
Oh my god, I forgot that you have the one from Alex.
Yeah. I'm doing more laser, and I think that's staying.
I'm keeping mine too.
Yeah. But every time, so when I went in and talked to the laser people, they were like, oh, that's what you're getting lasered. I was like, no, I'm keeping it probably.
Yeah, someone asked me about mine once, and I was like, it's one of my favorites.
Yeah. Yeah, no, well, yeah.
So you got these, and at the time you liked them, did you get those at a house show, or?
I did these on myself to practice to do them on other people. I had gotten a couple terrible ones, and I thought I was like, these suck, I could do this better, and I could, but it was because the other ones were worse.
So So you're right-handed and you put them...
I'm left-handed.
Oh, sorry.
So
I'm looking at you like...
Yeah, no. No, basically what I also tattooed on my legs. Like here, on the other side.
Yes!
Yeah. Then this dude is like another guy, and he's doing the Misfits pose.
Oh my god, those are so important to me.
Yeah, I'm keeping those, like...
So, okay, so what is the difference between the bad tattoos you want to get rid of and the bad tattoos you want to keep? I'm not calling your tattoos bad.
It's okay, they are. But, no, like, usually I wear 3/4 button-up shirts or sweaters, and this is new, and I like these. These are by my friend Josh, who taught me to tattoo in a shop. But, like, yeah, but, like, I'd be working in the shop, and I'd have 3/4 sleeves, and the only thing showing were my bad tattoos. And I didn't feel like that instilled a lot of confidence in the person that, like, this was a place they wanted to come and get tattooed. So...
Well, I've heard the saying, like, good tattoo artists have bad tattoos. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, no, I would say all of the best tattooers I've known have the worst tattoos I've ever seen. But also a lot of them are getting, like, when I've had 2 sessions of laser removal on this arm, and both times I went with my friend Josh, and he's getting stuff removed on his forearms too. Yeah,
I follow Go Tattoo Removal on Instagram. He did my laser tattoo removal, and he's always posting pictures of tattoo artists receiving laser tattoo removal.
Yeah, I think that's really cool, especially because, like, as a tattoo artist, a lot of the times you're not necessarily paying for tattoos all the time, so space gets filled up really fast, and, like, you know, you end up meeting people, and you, like, you know, you have, like, a good relationship with somebody, and you're like, oh, I'd love to get a tattoo by this person who I'm now friends with, and you're, like, out of space.
I think a lot of that goes back to that original message that you mentioned too. Like, I think it is a very new thing to find great work and know that it's available. Like you said, you could have lived... I think that kind of hit home for me too. Like, a couple of my first tattoos that I've either had lasered or Mark Cross has redone for me, those were just done by, like, a local shop. And finding that tattoo artist was just, I drove to 3 shops total and found somebody who looked visually cool and and who liked my ideas.
The coolest looking people are the worst tattooers.
Yeah, he was very handsome.
Yeah. No. All the people who I've known who are very handsome in tattooing.
No, because...
A couple people are really handsome, but their tattoos aren't handsome.
Yeah. I don't know if it's always true, though.
Yeah. No. I just feel like, I feel like my favorite tattooers I've known who are, like, the best are, like, kind of, like, they look like dads.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. No. If you want to get a tattoo, find a guy who looks like a dad.
Find a guy who looks like a dad who has bad tattoos. But then also, like, these tattoo artists who may have bad tattoos, they may have gotten their bad tattoos before this, like, golden age of only good tattoos. But it's something I preach on this channel too. I do recommend that you get a good tattoo and do that research. But I also come from a time when researching wasn't super available or even something that was talked about. It was like, oh, you got a tattoo? Who did it? I'll just get whatever tattoo from that guy.
Yeah.
And especially if you're getting illegal tattoos, everybody would kind of know the one guy who did illegal tattoos.
I definitely, there's a tattoo I got when I was 18 or 19 where I just walked into a shop and didn't even look at a portfolio, and, like, it's fine, but it's not particularly visible or interesting. It's just script. But, like, I remember going there, the experience was fine-ish, and I went in and the lights were off and they were playing Call of Duty, but besides that, it was good. But I remember recommending people go to that guy, and I've never seen him do anything besides, like, small sort of trinket tattoos. Mm-hmm. So I think I could have messed someone up doing that.
That's how I feel too. Like, when I got my first tattoo when I was in high school, and the couple people who would reach out to me and ask me about it, I was like, oh yeah, I had it done here. Because people would ask, but it's almost like...
You got tattooed in high school?
Yeah, my mom is a hoe.
It's bad.
Yeah, it was done legally too.
Oh, that's weird.
Like, with permission slips. Well, now it's gone. Yeah. Now I have a huge back tattoo. Yeah. But, like, having a tattoo in high school was something that I wanted because, like, I was in punk scene and I did want, I don't know if they're connected, but there's, like, that feeling of you want to look different. Yeah. And I feel like having a tattoo on your body is a symbol of, like, I'm willing to, like, look different forever.
Yeah, no, in my high school there was one kid who had a nautical star tattoo on the back of his arm right here. Coolest kid in school. Nautical
star tattoos, please raise your hand if it was your first tattoo. Because
terrible.
In my, like, group, one kid did have a tattoo machine he made out of, like, what is it, like a pencil sharpener? Like electric pencil sharpener or something? And he gave everyone nautical star tattoos. But I already had a tattoo, so I was satiated.
No. It's weird that, like, people still, like, make machines, and it's like, just go on eBay and buy a terrible one. If you're, like, don't do that, but if you're gonna do it, like, because, like, none of those parts are gonna be, like, sterilizationable or toss-awayable.
And when you're punk, it's kind of just like, I'll share your needle, dude, we get along. Like, it's not...
I was never that punk.
Okay.
Not that punk, but, yeah. No, I don't think I ever had any tattoos on, like, a handmade machine.
So, you and I, we both got stick and poke tattoos from Alex Valencia, and you even said, like, you're not going to get it taken off. What is the difference between the illegal tattoos that we got from her versus the tattoos that you no longer wish to have?
It's not my whole forearm.
Mm-hmm.
It's not in, like... This thing is something I think about a lot because, like, as I'm getting older, I'm spending more time talking to people who can make things happen for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, if I wanted to get my comic book made into a cartoon on Cartoon Network, you have to talk to a certain type of person. And, you know, whether it's moral or immoral or nice or not, those people are going to see you in a certain way based on what you present. So, like, you know, if I can wear 3/4 shirt, like, I'm not gonna, like, not have tattoos for those people, but, you know, if I have, like, a whale holding a dagger and, like, a Pokemon that looks terrible, like, and it also, like, looks terrible, like, those people are gonna feel a certain way. Or, like, you know, if I ever wanted to, like, work in a shop or open a shop, like, when somebody comes in and they look at my arms, if it's not, like, you know, making the right, like, sending the right message to them, I'm not going to get to do the cool tattoos I want to do, or, you know, I've just slowly been more conscious about it.
Well, I think a lot of that comes with us getting older, though. The tattoos that we were more inclined to get when we were 19 are so different than the tattoos we want to wear in our late 20s, because our feeling of impulsion and our feeling of, like, fuck you, is a lot more controlled. Like, I don't know. I'll cross the street on a red light, but I really don't want any, like, stick and poke tattoos on my forearm anymore.
Yeah. If it was small, I'd do it, but that would be mostly, like, if there's something else drawing attention for it. But, like, that's the thing, is, like, that's all I had, like, when I first started considering removal. Like, and I like to say I don't think I would have gotten them removed if I wasn't in those positions. I'm not sure that's true. I think I just would have gotten, like, a louder, more impressive visual tattoo somewhere else to, like, draw those people's eyes away. Like, maybe, like, a portrait tattoo of my mom.
Mommy.
Black and gray. I don't know why people like those so much.
I think it's hard because I feel like we are faced with the feeling of regret. And even in an episode I talked about last week, where sometimes I'm in a situation where I don't want to be tattooed, and people are like, regret! I knew it! I knew you would feel regret!
I think regret's the wrong word.
I think it is too.
Like, I don't ever feel weird or embarrassed. I don't ever feel weird or embarrassed.
I constantly feel weird and embarrassed.
Not about tattoos. No. Yeah.
I think that there should be a push, like, the Mike from Go Tattoo Removal, his, like, slogan is lighten up your tattoos so you can get the tattoos you really want.
Mm-hmm.
Was there a ton of decision making in your tattoo, or were you just like, here's some images I like and they're tattooed on me?
I literally printed images off the internet, traced them onto a stencil, and then collaged them onto my arm. Like, I couldn't draw then. I started drawing after that, so yeah, there's no thought.
Now, is there more consciousness to your tattoos? Even if, I mean, I'll pick out tattoos that I enjoy visually, but there's still consideration involved.
Yeah. I mean, I like get flash. Like, I don't like custom designs. But usually, like, I now know there are things that over time I'm not going to be interested in, like any sort of pop culture reference I'll stay away from. Because, like, you know, Futurama was one of the greatest cartoon shows ever made, and then they destroyed it with those movies and that extra season. And I don't want a Futurama tattoo anymore.
I know, I got the Stranger Things tattoo, and
that's always going to be cool.
Okay. So many good feelings.
There's a second season coming, though.
I know, that's why I was like... But it was the good feelings about the season 2 trailer where I was like, I'm getting it.
All in. Yeah. No, like, I think I could do, like, a Twin Peaks tattoo.
I've seen really good ones.
Yeah. But, like, I don't think I could do, like, a Simpsons one. I always want Simpsons ones. Where I'm always like... Also, if you have pop culture, somebody's going to talk to you about it when you're in line at IKEA.
Yeah.
And it's like, that was the big thing about this, is, like, I have Fry and the Professor from Futurama, and people would constantly, like, when I'm, like, you know, I'd be, like, at, like, McDonald's, like, getting some French fries, and I'd, like, hand them my change to be like, is that fry? That's cool. And it's like, today isn't the day for this for me.
It's a fry that's cool.
Yeah.
I feel like there is a huge push for, like, fandom tattoos right now, though. There are artists out there who specialize in them, and I think I've said it before on this channel, too, having very identifiable tattoos, for me, a personal choice, personally made by me, is hard because I do feel embarrassed and awkward all the time, and being approached is something that I wanted to avoid, which is why I had text tattoo, like, lasered off, because people would read it. But you find out, after wearing your tattoos, you find out what works for you because you already had that experience. So sometimes lasering is the option.
No, that's the thing is I could never get a Simpsons tattoo, but if somebody has one, I'm going to talk to them about it. So that's why I don't have it. Because, like, yeah, so I hope it won't be like me.
So from here, where do you hope to go? Like, do you have other laser kind of goals? Like, are you opposed to it at all? Is it something, like, do you have more sessions planned, or do you hope to just completely have that in your past?
No, I'm gonna get this lasered off. I have a logo for a band I was in. I had no tattoos on this arm when I got it. So it was like, yeah, tattoo right there. Am I allowed to curse?
Right there.
Am I allowed to curse?
Oh, I curse all the time.
Okay, cool. Like, so I'm gonna get that removed. I think that's it, though.
And then, I don't know if we said this earlier, you and I were talking about it. You said the bad tattoos that you have, I'm sorry to keep calling them bad.
Okay.
Where they are not visual, you plan on keeping them there?
Yeah, a lot of them. I think so. Like, I mean, I'm also, like, I have tattoos that, like, are, you know, like, done by people I don't like anymore.
That's hard.
Yeah, that's the thing is, but I'm also very attached to my past in a way. Like just because I don't like someone, like, I'm still, like, very, like, I hold on to those things, and, like, I'm still happy to have had an experience with a lot of those people. You know, like, so yeah, I have 2 or 3 tattoos by people who I just don't ever want to speak to again. Like them just fighting words, but, like, I don't want to get rid of those.
And it's hard because there's that whole thing where, like, somebody does something shitty, do you separate their work or do you attribute it to them?
Their way of dealing with things. But, like, you know, like, I can have tattoos, but, like, there are bands I used to be really into where I met the musicians and they were dicks, and I can't listen to that music anymore. So, like, I think everybody has their own things for a lot of things.
Do people meet you when they think you're a dick?
I try to be so nice to people. I'm so happy to meet people. But I'm sure a lot of people think I'm a dick.
No.
I don't think people get my jokes. But I think anyone who meets me knows who I am is going to understand my jokes.
Or they're just so excited to meet you.
Yeah, but I hope nobody ever felt bad about meeting me.
I don't think so.
Right. Met someone recently, and
they were a dick.
They were terrible. It was awful. terrible experience. Yeah.
I'm removing your tattoo.
No, it's like a comic that I'm not ever gonna read again.
Oh, okay.
I'll read it.
it's pretty
It's
good.
fine. No. Yeah.
So I guess, like, there's the tattoos we wear that we're just no longer interested in, the tattoos that we wear that cause negative attention and we don't want anymore, and then the tattoos that we just no longer like. But I feel like you said, regret isn't the right word. It's kind of just like an evolution, except you're playing with something that is permanent. And a lot of people press, like they press for permanence, and I try to press on that too. Like the tattoo I got when I was 16 is gone. And the tattoos you got when you were
16?
My mom.
What is wrong with your mom and that tattooer?
It's almost okay because then I didn't get one of those like homemade tattoos later on.
That's true.
Because then I'm like, and manatees, they're not endangered anymore, so that's because of me. And the awareness.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's the thing is, if laser removal got really good and fairly expensive, I'm sorry to everyone who knows me, who has tattooed me, but I am going to laser everything and get like a suit when I can afford like that sort of thing, like when I'm like 40. Like if laser removal is good when I'm 40, I'm just, everything is gone, going one artist, Japanese bodysuit.
But I'll ask you this though. Should we depend on the laser? I think that we shouldn't. It is expensive, and you have to let me know that it hurts. That didn't hurt you?
It hurts, but it's not that bad. Like it's much worse than tattooing, but it's so much faster.
It's so fast.
Like the whole forearm took like less than a minute and a half.
Yeah, same.
Like maybe 2 minutes.
That's what I said on here too. Like it's really fast.
Yeah, yeah. I do not mind laser. Also, my situation is different because I'm able to do it for free.
Dick.
So that's the thing is, if I was paying for it, this would probably still be here.
It is affordable if you go to the right place. If you don't go to a med spa and you go to somebody who like isn't trying to take advantage of you and tell you that you feel regret.
Do they do that?
My friend, she lives in upper state New York, and when she got her earlobes sewn up, the whole time the guy was like, I wait for you guys. You're paying for my vacation. And she's just like, actually, I'm training to become a police officer, so I can't have these anymore. Yeah.
The person who did mine was very nice.
Yeah, the guy who did my laser removal is awesome and really thorough. And the person who did my earlobe reconstruction is like part robot, so he was so cool.
What does that mean?
He has mechanical parts inside of him, like a robot would.
Like a pace maker?
No.
Oh, okay.
like magnets.
Oh, okay. Okay, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I've seen this. I think of my key.
Oh no, I deactivated my debit card.
Can they do that?
Well, do you ever go to the cashier and it says don't put your card on the magnetic strip?
So you have to wear special gloves to use a debit card?
Texting gloves.
They have those for when it's snowy.
So what would you say to an audience of people who may view, not all of us live in a situation where we can have an exchange with somebody and realize I'm not super worried about permanence and my bad tattoos are developed my good tattoos. Like, how do you express that to somebody, especially somebody who might be viewing this from the outside?
You have to believe in yourself no matter what. So
believe in yourself.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't know, I don't ever see someone on the street with a bad tattoo and think in my head, this idiot.
Yeah.
I don't think people are doing that. I think it's just a process.
I totally agree.
Get tattoos. It's great. Take it slow, maybe. Maybe don't especially if you're not someone who's visually inclined. I don't think people can. I think some people see differently than others, especially people who don't draw. And I think the ability there's a lot of artists I thought were very good. I'll see some drawings that I used to like, and I'm just extra lines. I thought it was detail. So I wouldn't mind having one or two, but like if I just got blasted out right out the gate. Also, like, you're gonna change so much.
Yeah, I think
go slow.
I think that's totally true. And like you said, like, not everybody can definitely recognize a bad tattoo. And I think a lot of it does have to do, like I can call it research and feel confident about it, and someone else can call it, like, you are on Instagram a lot. But there are some people who have that kind of interest where they can spend 40 hours doing tattoo research. And then there's somebody who can do 45 minutes of tattoo research. They still can get a tattoo, and it might be a bad tattoo, but there's definitely forgiveness in that. And like you said, some people can't visually see that they have a bad tattoo until they've lived with it for a while.
Also, like, some fantastic, like, amazing, like, every single tattoo on the planet does a few bad tattoos a year. Like, like, that's just gonna happen, and that sucks.
And then they might do a tattoo they think is bad, and their client loves.
Yeah.
So, what are your final thoughts?
Get tattoos. Do it slowly. Don't feel weird about having bad ones. I can't recommend getting house tattoos. I think nobody should do that. I've taken a bloodborne pathogens test. I've done a bunch of, you know, when you do an apprenticeship legally in a lot of states, you have to go through things where they make you very scared of tattooing. You know, there are germs that can live on metal surfaces for a long time. So go to a shop. You know, don't feel weird about it. Laser's gonna be cheap soon. If you want to do it, don't feel weird about that. Everything is cheaper over time. That's technology. Mm-hmm. Cars used to be like $8 million.
Yeah.
Like the steel buggy or the steel horse and buggy. I don't know. But everything is cheaper.
I want to thank you for coming on to the channel, and I definitely recommend that you guys check out Mike on all of his social platforms.
All of them.
Check him out on Instagram. You'll see his comics on Vice sometimes, and anything in the future? A YouTube channel?
Yeah, I'm thinking about that. This is research.
This is research. Well,
this is tax-deductible research. So.
Well, thank you so much, Mike, for coming on. Thank you guys so much. Keep the discussion going in the comments. Let us know, do you have a bad tattoo that you live with? And hey, it's fine. You didn't know it was shitty until your neighbor told you. Or your tattoo ended up on one of those, like, horrible, like, bad tattoo Instagrams.
That would be terrible.
I know. I've definitely seen. I saw one. It was an H3 tattoo. And someone was like, look at this shit. And the girl in the comments was like, that's my tattoo. So I liked her comment, because I was like, sorry, girl. That sucks for you.
I follow a lot of those blogs.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's harsh.
Yeah.
But let us know. And, you know, if you like this kind of chill out, like, talking to my friends, like, I kept my cool, because I definitely geek about Mike. If you like this kind of video, give this video a thumbs up, because these are the real discussions that we have. And that's where this series came from. Real discussions from people who actually have tattoos and live with them every single day.
Like and subscribe, is that thing? I've always seen like 3 YouTube videos. You have
to slide it in. You can't be too, can this video get 100 likes? I usually get 100.
Sounds like a big number, triple digits.
Alright, thanks guys. Until next time.
I tried to outline it in purple. I don't know what the fuck was happening.
That just looks like a wound you have.
No, I know.
Ew.
I'm not getting that lasered.
Please.
Nope.